Hello everybody, this is BC Begley, and these are your news headlines for December the 7th of 2022. Ted Cruz's daughter, who is 14, is hospitalized with self-inflicted knife wounds on her arms. Senator Ted Cruz's 14-year-old daughter has been hospitalized with self-inflicted knife wounds. Representatives for Cruz, who has two daughters, said in a statement last night. Quote, "This is a family matter, and thankfully their daughter is okay. There were no serious injuries." Democrats ramp up investigation of Kushner family business dealings. Democrats on a pair of congressional committees have launched an aggressive new effort to obtain information about whether Jared Kushner's actions on United States policy in the Persian Gulf region as a senior White House advisor were influenced by the bailout of a property owned by his family business. Argentina's Vice President Cristina Fernandez was found guilty of fraud and has been sentenced to 6 years and banned from office. Argentina's Vice President Cristina Fernandez was convicted and sentenced Tuesday to 6 years in prison and a lifetime ban from holding public office for a fraud scheme that embezzled $1 billion through public works projects during her presidency. The Bidens toasted a 2024 campaign with Macron at the state dinner. Jill Biden, the First Lady, told French President Emmanuel Macron at the White House state dinner last week that she and her husband are ready for his re-election campaign. This is according to two people with knowledge of the discussion. President Biden then joined the French president and the First Lady in a playful toast. The New York Times Union warns of walkout on Thursday. Hundreds of journalists at the New York Times are threatening a walkout starting Thursday if the company does not reach a deal with their union. Wall Street chorus grows louder, warning that 2023 will be ugly. In the Federal Reserve's quiet period before its officials meet to decide their final actions of the year, Wall Street watchers are filling the void, loudly warning that next year's outlook for the United States economy and stocks is grim. Sam Bankman-Fried and Ellison tap attorneys as FTX probes ramp up. FTX founder and former chief executive Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline Ellison, head of its now defunct trading affiliate, have tapped defense attorneys as United States authorities probe the crypto exchange's collapse, according to a spokesperson for Bankman-Fried and a source familiar with Ellison's selection. Germany arrests dozens suspected of planning to overthrow the government. Special forces in Germany have arrested 25 people suspected of supporting a domestic terrorism organization that planned to overthrow the government and form its own state, the federal prosecutor said on Wednesday. The United States plans broad increase of military presence in Australia. The United States said it would deploy more military assets in Australia, and including air, land, and sea forces, as the two countries agreed to deepen defense cooperation amid growing concerns about China's actions in the Indo-Pacific region. Carvana shares tank as bankruptcy concerns grow for the used car retailer. Shares of Carvana plummeted by nearly 40% in morning trading after the embattled online used car retailer's largest creditors signed a deal binding them to act together in negotiations with the company. The Israeli Air Force and the French Air Force hold joint strike drills over Israel's skies. Israeli and French aircraft held a joint aerial exercise this week over Israel's skies that simulated airstrikes and combating aerial threats, the Israeli Air Force said on Tuesday. And nearly 24 shell casings found at sites of North Carolina electric substation shootings, sources say. Nearly 24 shell casings from a high-powered rifle have been recovered from the sites where gunfire disabled 2 North Carolina electrical substations last weekend and left much of a county without electricity service for days, according to law enforcement sources. And guys, those are your news headlines. As always, I will put the links for all of the articles that I covered in this video in the description below. And you can always visit my website at bcbegley.com for even more videos or articles or more news content of that type. And I will see you guys tomorrow.